Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Hello students, I welcome you to the Chaitanya studio of Dr. Babasaheb Open University, Ahmedabad for lecture series of BBA. Today we are going to deal with block 1, last unit of our business communication skills module. We have already discussed role of grammar, importance of grammar, along with glossary, word power, vocabulary. We also talked about paragraph writing. The purpose of this is very clear, that we wish to develop our communication skills in general and writing skills in particular. So, today we are going to deal with comprehension. Paragraph writing and comprehension are included in the last unit of block 1. What is comprehension? What is its importance? How it should be studied? We all are going to discuss in this lecture. But let us try to understand what is the objective or what are the objectives of this unit. We have already discussed few objectives of this unit in earlier lecture on paragraph writing. They are basic techniques of writing paragraphs, various ways of developing paragraphs and examples of paragraphs. Today we are going to deal with importance of comprehension. If we try to understand first what is comprehension. So, in a simple language we can say comprehension, that means a process of creating understanding. You are familiar with comprehension. Up to school level, there was a one question in English paper titled as read the following paragraph and answer the questions given below. One paragraph maybe of 10 lines, 15 lines, and at the end questions. There are 5 questions, sometimes there are 6 questions, and we have to find out answers of those questions from the paragraph itself. In which situation we will be in a position to find out answers of those questions from the paragraph itself? When we understand this paragraph. So, first we have to understand this paragraph, and when you bifurcate the word comprehension, you will find out that the word comprehension, the word is to comprehend. To comprehend is verb, and the meaning of the word to comprehend is to understand. So, that means in comprehension we are understanding the things. What the experts say from definitions point of view? Let us see on your screen that what is comprehension from definition point of view. Comprehension means knowledge or understanding of both spoken or written paragraph. When I speak, you have to understand. When you read a writing script, you have to understand. That means the main purpose is knowledge and understanding of what? Spoken or written paragraph. Writing and comprehension language. Webster's Collegiate Dictionary offers this definition is provided in one of the dictionaries is this. What is comprehension? Simple. Capacity of the mind to perceive and understand. First of all, I have to perceive certain things. I have to get certain things. I have to read certain things. Once I read, the second stage starts that I have to understand the thing. And if I understand, I will be in a position to answer the questions. So, the important word in the whole screen is the word understand or understanding. What is the purpose of reading? We are reading certain things in exams, in competitive exams, at undergraduate level exams. This question is normally found where students are encouraged to read certain things. Students are asked to answer those questions, and when they answer, the examiner or the institute that assesses your level of English will be in a position to judge it. So, that is why comprehension is a very crucial point in reflecting your language skills. So, why do we read? It is mentioned here. The purpose of reading is to connect the different ideas on the page to what you are already aware of. There are so many things in this world we are already aware of, but when we get it in black and white means it does not have any connection with colors. Remember, black and white is an idiom, as we studied in earlier chapter. Black and white, this means simple in writing. So, whenever we get anything in writing, if you are unaware about a subject, then comprehension, the text in your mind is like pouring water into your hand. You do not retain anything much. This word pouring water into your hand, idiomatic expressions. Whenever you are reading any text, try to read it from other perspective also. So, here pouring water into your hand, if you pour water in my hand, I will not be in a position to hold, retain that water in my hand. It will flow away. So, what is the use of that exercise? It is a wastage of time, energy and resources. But why it happened? Because I did not understand, and that is why it was a futile exercise for me. So, last sentence, that is why I have written, you do not retain anything much. So, that is why while you are reading, students, please try to read with a clear concept why I am reading, and try to understand the theme, the gist, the main idea of the passage. So, if you wish to attend this question in exam or anywhere, when you want to comprehend any passage, what is to be done by you? Simple steps are given your screen. They are known as tips for improving your comprehension. If you are genuinely interested in improving it, then follow this formula. Very simple formula. It happens so naturally if we are conscious enough. Reading comprehension requires motivation, mental framework for holding ideas, concentration and good study techniques. These are the 4 words you must understand here, my dear friends. You can see here, 1, it requires motivation. There should be some kind of desire in you. that yes, I want to read. Somebody might motivate you, maybe your teacher, that read this text, read this paragraph. It is a wonderful. It would be a great help to you to understand that concept if you read this paragraph. So, the first thing required in reading comprehension or improving the quality of reading comprehension is motivation. Then here you can see mental framework for holding ideas. I have to concentrate. Yes, I have to hold the ideas. They should not run away. So, I have to equip myself. I have to create that kind of awareness while reading, that I have to hold these ideas. Otherwise, like water, as I told you, it will disappear. Third, concentration. Reading with concentration. You have to concentrate. Keep yourself away from all the problematic things outside while you are reading. There shouldn't be any hindrance in the reading process. When your concentration level is very high, you will be in a position to read it and retain it for a longer time. Very important thing is reading, and the most important thing is retaining the ideas, and for that you have to concentrate. And good study techniques, we have to follow certain techniques. Important word, underline. Important line, have a marker over it. Jot down those points. This is called technique. Every student has his her own technique of reading. There are certain standards also for reading, but for understanding, every student has his her own way. So, you decide your design, that how I am going to understand it. But let us have a few tips for this. Develop a broad background. If you really wish to improve your comprehension quality, that means understanding quality. Comprehension is already there. You don't have to make any change or any changes in it. Just you have to find out some techniques, some strategies to improve your quality of understanding the passage. And for that, first, develop a broad background. We have to develop a broad background. What does it mean? I have to read so many things. I have to read newspapers. I have to read magazines. I have to read my books. I have to listen other experts. I have to go through certain stages of listening as well as reading. So, when I read varieties of the subjects, when I read varieties of the things, automatically my background will be better. I will be in a position to understand different concepts very easily. Second, know the structure of paragraph. When any paragraph is given to you for comprehending, try to know the structure, how the writer has developed thoughts. What is there in the beginning, what is there in the middle, and what is there in the end. What is the first sentence, what is the last sentence, what is the connection of the first sentence with the last sentence. It is to be incorporated by you while reading. This is known as know the structure of paragraphs. Third point that will help you improving your ability to comprehend the passage is identify the type of reasoning. What do you mean by type of reasoning? The author normally follows some kind of pattern. Either the author will try to develop that point by giving some logic, by giving some rational, by giving some example, by giving some diagram, or by providing that kind of information through which the author or the writer of that passage could develop his or her paragraph. So, you have to find out his reasoning, that why the author, the writer has been writing this particular line here. Fourth, anticipate and predict. What is the meaning of the word anticipate and what is the meaning of the word predict? Synonyms. Anticipate and predict, that means I have to, as a reader, try to find out what is next. I have to find out what could be the possible reason for doing this. Suppose at home, parents ask you a question that why are you late? Then you predicate. You try to follow this pattern, anticipate that if I answer in this way, the next question of my parents would be like this. Same in the classroom also. If a teacher asks you a one question, you should anticipate what should be the next question. Same way, while reading a paragraph, you must follow this pattern. When the writer has written this could be the conclusion, this could be the output, this could be the reason. Look for the method of organization. Here organization does not mean only one thing. We are talking about organization in the field of commerce. Organization, that means structuring of the ideas. Where the writer starts with climax, reaches to the anticlimax, starts with lateral level or horizontal level. Whether writer starts with a particular logic or giving some example and then going ahead. It is good as a student, you try to understand the pattern of writing in that passage. That will really help you to understand the passage. Create motivation and interest. Remember students, all the paragraphs may not be of your interest. If you are interested in sports, you may get a paragraph related with sports in exams. So, you will be happy, but remember all the time it does not happen. So, you have to motivate yourself and you have to create interest that yes, why I am attempting this question? Because I have to get good marks in this question. So, this is called motivation. Yes, I have to answer those questions correctly. So, I have to motivate myself. Self motivation is the best motivation. And then I have to create interest. Interest in what? Interest in the text, interest in words, interest in sentences and interest in paragraph. So, if I create interest in anything, I will be in a position to concentrate it. Not only concentrate, I will enjoy reading, and when you enjoy reading, automatically your understanding power goes high. Pay attention to supporting cues. What do you mean by supporting cues? When I am reading certain thing, I have to find out what is the most important sentence. The most important sentence is this paragraph is this. Yes, now I have to find out what are the supporting cues. Yes, the writer has made an attempt to support that sentence by this sentence. Yes, writer has given this example here. Yes, it also supports my first sentence. Writer has given this indication. I have to find out this, because these cues will help me to understand the things better. Highlight, summarize and review. While reading, develop a habit of highlighting important points. Underline them, circle them, bold them. So, you focus on them, because focusing on important points is very important thing, important stage of understanding comprehension. Once you highlight them, then summarize them. That there are, yes, in this paragraph of 20 lines, these are the 9 lines, they are important. So, I have highlighted them. Now, these 9 lines are to be summarized by me. Remember, you cannot write in your answer the same line. You have to find out, you might get answer in the line, but you cannot write the same line. Otherwise, it does not indicate your comprehension ability. So, what is to be done by you? Highlight them and summarize. Try to find out the another possible way of expressing the same idea in a different tone, in a simple language. And then review. Yes, have I done correctly? Am I precise enough? Am I in a position to convey the same message which was conveyed in the original passage? That is called reviewing. So, first highlight, then summarize, then review. You have reached up to the top level of understanding now in comprehension. Build a good vocabulary. Earlier also, in this block, we had discussion over one of the units, vocabulary extension. Now, students will be in a position to understood that how vocabulary will be useful to you. The knowledge of that vocabulary, glossary, word power will help you in understanding the whole paragraph. So, go on reading. Whenever you find any new word in any text that means any paragraph in any passage, underline it. Refer to the dictionary. Dictionary will help you in clarifying your understanding about that word. But unfortunately, what happens? We people do not have habit of referring to dictionary. If you wish to refer dictionary, then refer a good dictionary. But right now what you can do, if you don't have dictionary, then try to understand the context of that word, that how this word is used. Try to find out the possible meaning. This is a simple technique, but the authentic way or the better way of improving your vocabulary for understanding any passage lies in referring dictionary. Whenever you get any new word, I have observed so many students while reading any passage, they go on underlining new words or difficult words. But what do? Then they never refer. What is the outcome? They never refer dictionary, you understand. What is the outcome? That they do not know the meaning of that word, and they try to create the meaning of the word, that particular word, in their own way. Sometimes it may be correct and sometimes it may not be correct. If it is not correct, the whole concept of understanding the passage will go in a wrong direction. So, that is why I strongly believe, friends, that this point, building a good vocabulary, will really help you to understand the passage clearly. There are so many words, new words. Every day new words are coined. Every day we are in touch with new words. Start referring to dictionary for that and you will get the answer. So, here you can see very quickly, before I go to the next slide, very quickly I remind you that if you really wish to improve your comprehending ability, please refer these points. 1. Develop a background. Remember reading newspapers, magazines. Know the structure of paragraphs. What is the pattern of writing by an author? Identify the type of reasoning. What kind of logic has been applied by the writer for developing this paragraph? Anticipate and predict. We have to develop the art of anticipating and predicting. Look for the method of organization. How thoughts are organized, how blocks are designed, arranged to construct a building of ideas. Create motivation and interest. See, without motivation, it is impossible to read. Some people might motivate you, but you have to create interest. And interest is to be sustained for a longer period. Interest must be retained until you finish your paragraph. Pay attention to supporting clues. You are smart enough. Find out and you will get it. Highlight, summarize and review. I discussed in detail. Build a good vocabulary, and slowly and gradually you will be in a position to understand the passage clearly. So students, in this unit we made an attempt to understand what is comprehension and what are the strategies to improve our quality of understanding. Whenever you get any passage or a paragraph for reading comprehension question, first thing you should do is to read it slowly and to read it wholly. Try to understand what do you mean by it? To read it slowly and to read it wholly. Read it slowly because we have to understand, and read it wholly. Don't read 2 lines and try to find out the answer. Don't read 2 right and find out the answer. No, read wholly. That means read the whole paragraph, because when you read the whole paragraph, the whole concept will be clear in your mind. Then you go to the questions. Read questions where the answers are there in the paragraph. Try to find out the connection of a particular line with the question. Then understand it, then review it, then summarize it, then find out, yes, this line is very important for question number 1. Now I am going to write that line in a simple English language, in my own language, and when I write in my own language, it indicates that I have comprehended the passage. And what is the ultimate purpose of this chapter? Ultimate purpose of this chapter is to comprehend. And normally one question is always found, give a suitable title. And whenever there is a question related this, find out the most important theme of that paragraph, select few words, frame a title having minimum words, and be the victorious. So, thank you students.
स्वाध्यायः